Gaming PC versus next-gen console. Which one is better? I'm going to take some time today to try to answer some questions as far as which one should you invest in, which one's actually better, and is there really a difference? This is going to be a tough one. Let's go. Hey guys, Patrick with Patch Tech Review, and today we are talking about something that can be kind of subjective, but I'm going to do my best. That is gaming PC versus next-gen console. First off, let's talk about the Xbox Series X. It has cutting and bleeding edge technology on the inside of it. CPUs, top-notch. GPUs, top-notch. I mean, it's just a good system all around. It's a genius piece of hardware. The GPU specifically has RDNA 2, which is the latest AMD graphics architecture on the inside. And for the processor, it actually has Zen 2, but it has equivalent of a 3700X. For those of you who aren't familiar with processors, it's a really good processor inside of this particular system, and they're custom made for this system. I mean, it's genius, really, really small. On my right, I have my gaming PC. On the inside, it has a Ryzen 2700X, which is here. It has a graphics card, which is an FXX 570 with 8 gigs of memory here. You can't really see the RAM, but the RAM, there's 2 sticks of 8 gigabyte RAM in there. So I have 16 gigabytes of RAM on the inside. I did talk about the motherboard. I do have a bunch of fans. The power supply is a 700 watt, 80 plus rated power supply. I do have about 1.5 terabytes of memory on the inside, or storage on the inside as well. Those are provided by SSDs. And these little cables here, I put the little white cables in because those little white cables look better than the cables that came with the system. So let's pause for a second and talk about the first con. And the first con is actually with the gaming PC. It took me a lot longer to explain all of the components on the inside. And that's the first con, because I have to go out and source every single piece, which you would have to too if you're going out to get a gaming PC, especially if you're new at doing it. There are websites that you can go on that will show you, but making sure everything lines up, making sure that the motherboard is the proper motherboard for the socket for the CPU, also making sure that you have the proper power supply to power everything that goes on inside of your system, making sure you have the proper RAM or the best RAM for your particular system. I mean, the list can go on and on. As opposed to a next-gen console, all you do, go in the store, buy it, plug in 2 plugs, the plug for your TV in the wall, and you're good to go. It might run an update, but that's about it. Another con with the gaming PC. When you plug it in, it might not boot up. It may not, so you have to go through a bunch of troubleshooting steps to make sure it will post. And if it doesn't post, I mean, you kind of have to walk it back and figure out what you did wrong, or if you connected a wire in the wrong place, or if you put something in the wrong area. That's something that you have to do with a gaming PC. Another thing is, if you do buy a gaming PC, if you plug it in and it doesn't work, you may have to flash the BIOS on the motherboard. But if you just want a simple, quick experience for gaming, I give that to the Xbox Series X. So going out and sourcing all of the different parts for your gaming PC in order to make sure everything works right, that is a con, but that is also a con for the next-gen console. Of course, it's easy. You go in, you plug it in, but 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line, you're still running this same hardware on the inside, as opposed to a gaming PC where you can go in and you can change the processor, you can change the CPU, you can change the GPU, you can upgrade your RAM, you can upgrade your power if you have to. And those are good things that you can do with your computer, your gaming PC, as opposed to what you can't do with your Xbox Series X or next gen console. All right, you guys, so now let's talk about the gameplay and graphics. We're gonna start with the Xbox Series X. Gameplay and graphics on this system look good. They're top notch. There's ray tracing that's going to be available on this particular system. There is HDR, which is high dynamic range. Also, the system can actually put high dynamic range on games that don't even have it. And it utilizes your TV. If you have a 4K TV that can get up to 60 hertz, it utilizes that to its advantage. It makes things look good. There's quick resume on this particular system, which means you can jump from one game to another game as long as you've already have been playing it rather quickly. And the SSDs on the inside make that possible. They're really quick, really fast. So let's talk about the gaming experience that you get from a PC. And it's kind of a mixed bag. People with PCs, wait, please don't turn it off just yet. Let me explain. So on the inside, everything is dictated by the hardware that you have on the inside of your device. The plus about this particular system is I can go in and I can change the way my graphics look according to my setup. So if I want to play with mid-level graphics and I know that my CPU can handle that, I can bump up my graphics. So that's the plus with the PC. Things are so much more customizable than with the next gen console. It blows people's minds. Gaming PCs don't have quick resume, but if you put it in window mode and you have a good enough CPU, good enough memory, you can have 2 or 3 games running at the same time and just, pause one game, minimize the window and go to another game. So I think that's quick resume. So let's talk about some of the things you can do with each one of these systems, and we'll start with the Xbox Series X. It is a gaming console. So that means you're going to be mainly playing games on it. You're going to be mainly maybe watching movies or apps, Netflix, Disney Plus, all those apps come on there. You can chat with your friends inside of the Xbox chat. It comes with a controller. So that's your peripheral that you're going to use. So, it's good. I mean, it's a gaming console. It's for gaming. I don't think you're going to be browsing the web on it or anything, or doing your homework or anything else like that. So now let's talk about the gaming PC. And I believe this is where the gaming PC slays any gaming console. The gaming PC is just not for gaming. It's for all the above. It's for gaming. It's for entertainment. If you have a kid, they can do the homework on it. You can do graphic design on it. If you have a good enough processor and GPU, you can do anything on a computer. So as far as additional things that you can do, we have to give it to the gaming PC. And I didn't even name off all the things the gaming PC can do over the next gen console. So I have to give this one to the gaming PC. Next, I want to talk about a thing called peripherals, which are things that you can actually plug into your system or use with your system. They're just input or output devices that you can use with your computer or with your next gen console. And as far as peripherals are concerned, I'll start with the Xbox Series X first. You have controllers. It's simple. It's made for gaming. It's a gaming experience. That's why you buy a next gen console. So as far as the gaming PC is concerned, you can connect anything you want to it. You can connect this Xbox Series X controller to the PC. You can connect your keyboard. You can connect your mouse. You can connect your printer. You can connect a web camera if you need to. The sky's the limit as far as what you can connect, as far as peripherals are concerned. So that is also another plus that I have to give to the gaming PC over the next gen console. All right, guys, so the last thing, and I believe the most important thing that I'm going to talk about, is the pricing between a next gen console and a gaming PC. We're gonna start off with this, the next gen console. $499 for Series X for Xbox, $299 for Xbox Series S. Of course, PlayStation 5 is $499 for the regular one and $399 for the discless version. Then, as opposed to a gaming PC, you guys, I have a video idea. If you want to see me take apart this gaming PC and put it back together again, drop a comment down below. I'm really thinking about taking it apart because it's really dirty and I feel like I need to clean it because I haven't in almost 6 months. So let me know, drop a comment down below. Let's get back to the content. When I first built this system, everything on the inside was $650 when I bought all the components. Nowadays, when I priced everything out on today, it was $1,250 for all of the components that are inside of this particular machine. The reason for that is because back in March, when the whole world shut down, even before March, prices started to go up because supply and demand. There was more demand for the product. There's still demand for the product now. CPU makers and manufacturers are waiting on silicone to be delivered to them so they can go ahead and start making these particular products. And that's why the price has shot up. The Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, on the other hand, their supply chain is intact. It's there. Though it's very slow as far as the rollout of these systems. I mean, for $500 and you get 4K gaming, 60 frames per second. With this particular system, you get HDR, quick resume. It's made for gaming. And if you're just wanting something for gaming, I just want to give you the information that you need in order to go out to make an informed decision about a purchase. So I'm not swaying anybody either way, but hopefully you guys can take this information and go out and make a better decision as far as which one you want to choose. All right, you guys, so this is Patrick with Patch Tech Review. Peace!